we caught up in person in Philly over WrestleMania 40 weekend.
Right. Right.
You were there sharing a table with the podcasting machine that is Chris Van Vliet. Um,
Yes, yes.
I know that you talked to me then about this kind of what you're doing now with kind of training wrestlers and kind of getting the next generation ready.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what does that look like in your life these days, Mike?
Well, it's looking great. I mean, just opened up a referee training seminar school and in-ring training and seminars, facility in Orlando, Florida. And we just got finished off the third training at a camp. We're doing it like every 3 or 4 months. So, and I'm doing a 2-day seminar Saturdays and Sundays in Orlando. We got a nice 18-foot ring, beautiful facility with all kinds of TV monitors. We have wrestling on. We go through all the matches that people are doing on the independents. The first class, we had about 13 to 15 students at first, and we had about 20 students the second one. And it's just building, it's growing and growing, and all these students are flying all over. Some are driving. The last student drove from Quebec, Canada. It was like 30 something hours. People are flying in from Chicago, referees flying in from Pittsburgh, Virginia. We had one young lady, Ref H, she flew in from Australia. I mean,
Wow.
Australia, brother. You know, she works for Ocean Pro Wrestling out there,
Yeah,
Oceana Pro Wrestling.
that's it. Yeah, yeah.
And it's just amazing. Like these students are flying from Pittsburgh, Virginia, Chicago, Alabama, Australia, driving in from Quebec. There's some students who want to come in from Chile to UK, and so we're trying to work something out where we even, for the international ones that can't make it, they want us to tape our seminars and tape it and then sell it to them. So and they'll purchase it. So if they can't make it because the expense is too much for certain people, but the seminar has been going great, and I'm just, I have about 5 women referee in the classes. They're very eager, very determined to be the best at what they do in professional wrestling, and that's where I'm just like overwhelmed. Where the women made such a mark in professional wrestling by refereeing, because I hadn't worked with a woman referee since Rita McLaughlin, like in the early mid '80s and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Um, so it's really the school's really taken off, and I do like a 2.5 hour Q&A seminar that we do a 4 to 5 hour in-ring training with wrestlers and doing matches and doing spots and going over cadence accounts and how you should apply the rules and regulations on the 5 count, on the 10 count. On We go through everything. So it's an awesome experience, and I'm willing to share my 35 years of knowledge in and out of the ring. So it's been a wonderful go.
So yeah, it's interesting because obviously, as you say, like in the 90s, you didn't really see female referees or very rarely. Whereas it feels like now there's much more of a gender balance and lots more of the women referees reffing the men's matches.
Yes.
What do you find in terms of the split in terms of gender for refs in your training school?
Um, I mean, it's mostly it's male dominant,
Yeah.
of course. But I mean, at one point we had five young ladies, 5 women that are eager and determined and to be the best referee in the business and really want to do that for a career. And some women are coming in from Pittsburgh, like I said, Australia. There's a couple locals from Florida, and another lady coming from out of state. It's amazing. These women, and there's more women that want to come to the seminars, because once they hear, it's like, oh, it's not just a 2 hour talk. It's a 2.5 hour Q&A question until you run out of questions for that day. And then we go into in-ring training, and we have food and everything provided for them in the morning, food and in the afternoon, lunch. Um, so I mean, we definitely provide a good service for the 2 days of the
Yeah, and I mean, you
seminar.
know, you have obviously what's special about you as a referee is you obviously were there for the whole evolution of the business, and
Right,
it must be so valuable, kind of giving that expertise back to, back to the next generation who are now entering an industry that is so much more open than the one that you entered. I mean, I don't think
yeah,
the opportunities in the wrestling business have never been more plentiful than they are today. It's incredible.
right. No doubt, no doubt. And I love it because it's, you get to see, and it's like the women that just don't do women matches, they do men's matches too and stuff
Yes.
like that. So and there's a lot of things that I'm training them that are helping them so much on the indies that they call me and then they text me and say, "Hey, you wouldn't believe what I did here, and I didn't get no heat for it." And when they found out I was getting trained by you and going to your seminars, and it's like they go, "Oh, okay, no problem." So it's good to hear that.